I am an absolutely unusual patrol officer. While others were searching for clues inside the victim's house, I turned my attention to the building across the street. The blood stains on the ground suggested that the body had been moved. She was lying facing the window, and that window was wide open. There was an abandoned apartment across the street. I instantly realized the killer might be over there. After committing the crime, the killer might have quietly admired his work here. There was still half a fingerprint left on the windowsill. I didn't plan to stay long, but the way the girl was killed reminded me of a case I handled 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I had just handled a case in Los Angeles involving 30 dead people. All the victims were stabbed to death with sharp objects. When the bodies were found, they were naked, with trash bags on their heads. The killer might have struck again 5 years later. I quickly went to the morgue. The coroner here is my old partner. He had just finished examining the victim's body. He found bite marks on the girl's body. The previous victims also had similar marks, but we couldn't extract any saliva samples. In addition, the killer has a peculiar fetish. He removes the victim's leg hair completely. The real reason I came was to retrieve the autopsy reports of unsolved murders.
I'll pull your file. But if something goes wrong, I can't be there for you again. Okay.
I then returned to the crime scene. I noticed the refrigerator had been broken for a while. The landlord said he had contacted a repair company, but the company never responded after taking the order. The food in the fridge had already spoiled. Only the milk and beer remained. Back at my place, I began to think, this case must be related to the 30 murders from 5 years ago. Thinking about those young girls who passed away, I couldn't help but shed a few tears. I had already taken a long leave, and decided to catch the killer myself. I went to the repair shop the landlord mentioned, and asked the owner for the most recent appointment records, and a list of all the repair staff. It turned out the victim had indeed made an appointment for repairs, but later cancelled it. It seems that the killer might be an employee here. The half fingerprint at the scene also didn't match anyone's identity. Yet the killer didn't stop. He committed the 6th murder. By comparing the photos, we found that the victim was not the jogging girl. The list of repair shop employees was crucial. We began analyzing the killer. Except for the 5th victim, who was found at home. The other victims were murdered in the North District, and the killer dumped the bodies in the South District. The South District victims were the opposite. The killer used this method to spread out the police force. He must have at least 2 high-performance cars. The mileage must be high. He left bite marks on the victims. This indicates he only gets satisfaction in front of the body. So, after killing the 5th victim, he arranged the body, shaved her leg hair, bought milk and beer, like he was having a small party. Finally, he waited for the police to arrive in the building across the street. Strangely, 2 of the victims were vegetarians. Their last meal was roasted beef. It looked like the killer forced them to eat it. It's clear that roasted beef is his favorite food. In the 30 murders from 5 years ago, most of the victims had criminal records. Unlike these 6 good people, the killer seems to deliberately target these good people.